Hello everyone, I am Dr. Professor Bhupendra Chaudhary, Senior Consultant Neurologist, Meerut. I just want to discuss something very important aspect of management of intractable epilepsy by ketogenic diet. Ketogenic diet is not a new thing in management of epilepsy. Way back around 100 years ago, it was invented and instituted for the management of seizure when only bromides and barbiturates were available. But with development of anti-epileptic drugs and thereafter the newer anti-epileptic drugs, the role of ketogenic diet in management of epilepsy vanished off gradually. But now there is a resurgence in the ketogenic diet, which is considered as a medical replacement therapy for those individuals who are not a candidate of surgery, and in majority of these patients, the seizures are not being controlled even with a maximal dose of anti-epileptic drugs. So it is a restrictive diet which is composed of high carbohydrate, low protein and minimal carbohydrate diet. So there is a shift of cerebral energy metabolism from the glucose to the ketone bodies. The diet is based on the concept that starvation or ketosis, it produces its anti-seizure activity. Now, who are the candidates in whom this diet should be instituted? The diet is particularly useful in individuals who are of childhood age or early adolescent age, usually between age of 2 years to 12 to 13 years. The diet is adjuvant to the anti-epileptic drugs. This diet is particularly useful in seizure semiology, like that of atypical accents of atonic seizures, myoclonic seizures, and epileptic syndrome like Lennox-Gastaut syndrome, West syndrome, or even tuberous sclerosis. So this diet has come out to be an important way out in management of these intractable refractory epileptic individuals. Now, how does this diet works? There are so many hypotheses which are postulated with the mechanism of action of this ketogenic diet. The few more common etiologies are that ketogenic diet produces a stage of ketosis which decreases the sensitivity of NMDA receptors and which ultimately decreases the neuronal hyperpolarization, and which ultimately leads to decreased neuronal excitability and anti-seizure activity. Apart from a caloric restriction associated with diet coupled with high generation of ketone bodies also plays a role in its mechanism. Secondly, since ketosis produces intracellular acidosis, which ultimately increases the level of GABA, which is the major neurotransmitter, inhibitory neurotransmitter in brain. So it also decreases the neuronal excitability and its anti-seizure activity. The hyperpolarization of neurons is the basic effect of decreased neural activity and its anti-seizure activity. Now, how the diet is comprised of? Say this diet is comprised mainly of high fat, low protein or adequate protein and minimal carbohydrates. It is also available in a preformed formulation, which I can show you here, that this is a preformed formulation which is given to children who are of less than, you can say, 2 to 3 years of age, and in whom the anti-epileptic drugs are not sufficient to control the seizures. Now, the question is when to start this diet. We should start this ketogenic diet as early as possible because of its maximizing beneficial effects. Now, to start with this ketogenic diet, we require a supervised nursing staff, a dietitian, and an experienced neurophysician who is dealing in such type of dietary management. Before institution of this diet, we'll have to go for some metabolic screening to avoid for any serious complication associated with this ketogenic diet. It is generally been instituted first with the production of a ketosis state, means starvation at least for 2 to 3 days, and gradually this diet is instituted in the regime. The one thing which is important with ketogenic diet is this is not a supplementary diet. The child has to fit only on this ketogenic diet to produce its maximal anti-seizure activity. Now, its effect usually comes generally in 5 to 7 days and its maximum in 3 to 4 months. So we'll have to wait for this much of period, and when any child or an individual is being fed on ketogenic diet, then they have got a very narrow food choice, means they are not been advised to take any carbohydrate in any form. That means if the child is on ketogenic diet, he should never take you can say biscuits or cold drinks or any other carbohydrate containing or candies, any other carbohydrate containing formulation or dietary supplement. So this is basically a bland diet. This bland diet is the main reason of its questionable compliance, because the effectivity or the effectiveness of ketogenic diet is directly proportional to its compliance. If a child is taking it regularly, then the chances of its beneficial effects are much more. Secondly, this diet has to be given along with the anti-epileptic drugs which are there in use, and gradually when the effect of these ketogenic diets appears, the anti-epileptic drug dosage are being reduced gradually. Amongst all available anti-epileptic drugs, sodium valproate and zonisamide are the two drugs which have got a best compatibility with this ketogenic diet and produces an additionally beneficial effect. Now, ketogenic diet is also can be used in some modified form, in form of modified Atkins diet or a low glycemic index diet in adult population as well. There are issues with this ketogenic diet is that it is an individually calculated, monitored and mathematically calculated diet which should be taken as a proper meal. It is not a supplementary to the other dietary you can say foods. So the child or an individual have to feed on these ketogenic diets alone. Now, there are some issues which are associated with ketogenic diet. One, the most important is compliance, because it is a bland diet. So when we are using this diet, we'll have to even supplement with the minerals and nutrition to make a complete diet. And secondly, because the diet produces a very narrow food choice range. So it's very difficult to continue the diet for a longer period of time. And secondly, there are some more, you can say, common side effects with this ketogenic diet because it is high in fat content. So the patient is liable to have nausea, vomiting, constipation, and a hypoglycemia. A hypoglycemia occurring during the institution of ketogenic diet is very troublesome, because to treat hypoglycemia, we'll have to give glucose. And once glucose has been given in any form, the ketosis is totally lost and the individual can have a breakthrough seizure. The long-term complications are in form of things that contains high carbohydrate. The long-term contents are in form of hyperlipidemia, then renal stones, pancreatitis, and so many and so forth. But this diet is really a new evolution in management of those individuals who are not been controlled with anti-epileptic drugs and who are not a candidate of a surgical intervention. Now, there is also future perspective with this ketogenic diet, is that in various conditions like in Alzheimer's disease, in polycystic ovarian disease, in motor neuron disease, in bipolar disorder, and even in malignancy, the role of ketogenic diet is emerging apart from its anti-epileptic action. So what I think that ketogenic diet is an important breakthrough, and we should be not hesitant to use this ketogenic diet in management of refractory epilepsy, especially those affecting the children and the adolescent age. Thank you very much.